Greetings, one and all. This is Derek with Denver Yoga Underground. Today I'll share how integration and disintegration, closely related, are important points of reference on the yoga path or within the yoga process. What's more, I'll share two methodologies by which we can move towards greater integration. Let's start by acknowledging that yoga is, in many ways, a two-phase process. There's yoga in the ultimate sense, which is the union of individuality with universality. So the supreme spiritual aim or objective of this yoga process is this ultimate realization of our nature as intimately woven within our essential nature, as intimately woven with the entire fabric of the cosmos. Wow, that sounds tremendous. And most of us probably don't start off there and can relate a little bit more to the step-by-step elements of the yoga process. So process of becoming more integrated or more skillful in how we navigate our world existence, our worldly existence. And that's certainly an integral part of the whole dance or process of realization and deepening in the spirit of yoga. Where does disintegration come from? And I'd like to lean into Patanjali here a bit, who says the core disintegration, my term, he called him a klesha or an affliction, the core affliction, or the thing that has us feel the most separate from life, is this principle called avidya. And what avidya means is not knowing or not understanding, sometimes translated as ignorance, not knowing our essential nature and mistaking all the many things and circumstances and demands as us, as ourselves, right? So core distinction there. And disintegration can commonly show up when there's a conflict. So there's examples of avidya or disintegration can commonly show up when there's a conflict between our values and our actions, or even just to have opposing values, like I want to sleep in and I want to be on work on time, right? Like that creates a little bit of tension. Or another example is valuing something like tolerance but acting impatiently. And then again, here we are, there's yet more friction. Other examples of where we can commonly experience this disintegration is through impulsive sense activity or sensory attachments, be it food or be it, doom scrolling or just general like over stimulation. It's important to give your senses adequate rest and opportunity to integrate and refine and to be more perceptive, right? So some space around sense impression is really valuable. Just turning your lights down lower in the evening is one simple way that we can create more integration or less fragmentation. In Ayurveda, they talk about the importance of digestion or assimilation, not only on the consumption or eating level. That's certainly important, but psychologically too, that there's enough space to take in our life experience or properly reflect and assimilate. And this is what will cultivate wisdom over the long term, is that we're able to adequately take what life circumstances, what life presents us, and gnaw on it, reflect on it, chew on it, digest with it, be with it, and come to some deeper understanding or realization, right? That propels us on this deeper path of yoga. And another principle we can practice is selective renunciation. I had a dear friend recently, who took their 5 or 6-year-old mountain biking and got in a little bit of a tumult with the thing, said, "I renounce mountain biking!" It was fun. So maybe it's not mountain biking for you, But, I'm sure you could probably identify a thing or two. Make it simple, a little something, just a little moving slightly against the grain, going to bed earlier, not watching electronics so late, etc. Simple examples of how we can kind of renounce the things that fundamentally don't serve our evolution. So we don't have to renounce the entire world. There's a some drum beat around that in the deep yoga canon. Simpler version, just renounce the things that don't serve us or inhibit or obstruct our growth. Just as a principle, as a touchstone. I'll let this one go. Okay. Another way to create integration, the simplest, most baseline way, and this is probably worthy of a video unto itself, is just to cultivate one-to-one breathing. One-to-one breathing. Ideally, this is formal. You could practice this in a formal like sadhana or sitting, or just as you get ready to go into shavasana. It's a great time to do that. You do your asana practice, and then come back to one-to-one cycle of breath, finding your baseline. It's an essential baseline or breathing methodology you can carry with you anywhere. You can, if you can safely drive and practice this, that's another way. But ideally, as a dedicated yogic technique or methodology, explore. Most of us have a tendency towards a bias towards inhalation or exhalation. And shore that up consciously may have you be more resourced in your ability to let things go, as well as move towards or say yes or no more completely, just by changing the ratio of your breath and having that as a baseline within your nervous system. Thank you, one and all, my yoga friends. Thank you, my subscribing friends, liking, commenting friends. Be well. Peace on the path. Om.